I'm seeing just 13 minus 3, then 10. Well, that's fine. So we are going to be writing a smart contract, a project, it's a token marketplace. We're going to be writing a project, a token marketplace with some features such as listing of tokens. You list tokens, you sell at a particular price, and people purchase tokens from the existing listings, and then you can cancel any listing, just like Bybit. It's like a DEX, but this is not a full DEX. It's just a simple marketplace where you can bring your tokens, list them, people come and buy from you. You set a price for those tokens. You can cancel your listing any moment. There'll be a function to collect marketplace fees, so we can make some money for fighters. Imaginary money though. So that's what we're going to be doing today. After that, you are going to go home and write your own project, which is like this is like a final year project, because we are coming to, should I say, we have come to the end of Solidity. After so after this week, there'll be nothing like Solidity anymore. You guys are going to be starting Frost next week. So after today's class, you pick a topic for you guys to write, a project topic for you guys to write, and then in our next class, we will demo that project. Okay. So I'll share my screen now. Guys, I'm going to be using, you guys can use, you already know how to initialize projects using hard hats. You can use your local IDE, like VS Code, Sublime Text, Atom, whichever one you prefer. But I'm going to be using the Remix IDE because I am currently writing some projects. My VS Code is too choked up. If I try to open another window, it will shut down my system, like reboots my system. I've been going through hell with Ubuntu lately. So I'll be using the Remix IDE. You can use your local IDE if you're interested. So I'll share my screen now. Thank you, guys. So can you all see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you also see this one? Can you see your Remix IDE?
Yes, I can see. But I just have to zoom it.
Yeah, sure, I'll zoom it. So sorry, please tell me what you can see on the screen. This is from our last class, right? Contract, simple storage. I just want to be sure everybody's. Is that enough? Sorry, since I cannot see the other screen, you have to, like, when I ask the question, you have to unmute and talk to me.
Your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to, like I said, we are going to be writing. Let me show you what we're going to be writing. We need to create a new file. So okay, sorry. Okay, this is a keyword in Solidity. That's why it's feeling like this. So in this project, we'll be building a marketplace with the following features: list tokens. This is also a keyword for looking. So in this list tokens for sale at specific price, we purchase tokens from existing listings, and then we can cancel listings. So we can also collect fees for
Sorry,
transactions.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah, I
Yes,
can hear you.
sir, please, your audio is not very clear when you are speaking. I don't know about the others, but for me,
Sorry. Does anyone else have that same problem? Let me see what I can do. Can you hold on?
yes, sir, we can, but I don't know. There's this
I
noise.
can't, I can't see your screen from here. It was fine before, not playing again.
No, I'm not showing that actually. I'm showing the dashboard.
Okay, I can see the.
Okay. So, Christina, you were saying something about the audio. How is it like?
Yes, sir, it's better now.
It's better. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's do that. Hello. Okay. So yeah, this is the token marketplace where we are going to be listing tokens for sale. People can purchase from existing listing, can cancel listing, and then we can collect fees to make money for people using our platform. So though it's not real money. So that's what we're going to be doing in this project. So like I said, you guys already know how to start a project, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, could you
Okay.
please post this what we'll be using the contract for in the income message, or like, could
Okay,
you
this
please post it? Yes.
all right. I'll do that. Okay, now. So the first thing here we are going to need a license, right? So then and what did I say the license is for? Sorry, what did I say this line of code is for? I don't know if you can still remember. Anybody? All right,
So,
so
sir, what are you asking? Sorry.
this line of code, this line I'm writing, does anybody remember what it's for?
Okay, it's just uh simply it's so it's just simply the MIT license identifier. Like, I don't know how to explain it more than that again. Yes, sir.
Something like this. If I have to remove this. So the next is Pragma for the version we're going to be using. So for this version, we're going to be using let's use version 0.8 up. So let's see. I don't know why I'm having this error here. Yeah, fixed. So now let's we're going to need I don't know this this thing you're seeing is I don't okay. Yeah, I don't want that copilot. So we're going to import some couple of um ERC 20 contracts so we can so this contract will be compatible with the ERC 20 tokens. So but we do that by importing OpenZeppelin contracts. Sorry. So, please, I know most of you know more than I do in this right now. So if I'm doing something that is not correct, remind me, please correct me. But nobody's perfect. I don't usually write Solidity smart contract.
Okay, no problem, sir. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, for the ERC 20, it's supposed to be IERC 20.
Yeah, that's for the interface. Yeah. 20. Like this, right?
No, sir, it's just I before the E. Like the one you wrote, you clean it out. Then after token slash, the I, then ERC 20.
Yeah,
Dot.
but I also need the ERC 20 for this project. So I need to import both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I need to import them. Open the link. So we want this contract to be ownable. So that means we can transfer access of can transfer ownership access anytime. Like maybe we're not more interested in the contract, we want to transfer it to somebody else, so we can transfer ownership. So we're going to import ownership contract, ownable contract, sorry, to this so that we can be able to transfer ownership anytime we want. This is it. And then we are going to be using the entrance C guard for security. So the import which case we want security. Insurance. Yeah, last one. That's all the inputs. Now let's begin. And we'll begin by using the keyword contract and then the name in Pascal case, ML case. No, Pascal. Yes. Let me see, it's only because they want to be able to transfer ownership. Sorry. Transfer. But let's continue. So first we declare our state variables. First we need the fee percentage. We need fee percentage. Okay, let's call it 3%. Wow. What's more emphasis there? Oh, oh God. Wait, can you just say what problem is it? Let me do this and say. Sorry guys, I'll be right with you. I'm trying to clear this error. I don't know why the error is coming. Sorry guys, I'm trying to understand this error so that I can clear it. But if anybody in the class, like in the call, understands the error, please help. I think.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, after the constructor, the when you are passing in the address, the UE 256, so that fee percent, is it not supposed to have an underscore to differentiate it from the main fee percent?
It has. There's another score before 3% inside the constructor.
Okay,
Anything.
okay, but it's not showing. Maybe my screen is stagnant.
Probably. I don't get this error. I don't know. Trying to get something. Sorry, does anybody understand what this error means?
Maybe you should over on it and let's see.
I hovered on it and I guess this is coming from the imports.
Why?
Yeah, the error is actually coming from the imports.
But mine is actually not showing any errors now.
And you wrote it exactly like this.
Yes, now.
That's me. So why is my aunt flagging this error? The error said no argument passed to the base constructor.
So the thing is that I think we have not implemented all the functions. You know, we are inheriting functions from the RC20 from Ownable for the entrance guide. So it is telling us to mark it up as abstract. So that's where the error is coming from.
So okay, so let's proceed and see.
You know, for example, now for your RC20, you have a balance of transfer from all those stuff like that. So I think that's where the problem is.
But the thing is, we are not going to use all the functions in the ERC20 this thing. So that means we are still going to be having those errors or something. Let's proceed and see if error goes away. Okay. So let's just proceed and see. Here we have the C percentage and the variable. I'm not supposed to have this one, but I was trying to fix the error. So let's continue. So next we have a struct for listing of the token. So I believe a touch is struct, right? I think touch is struct. So we have let's call it listing. It is to the listing. So we have the address of the seller. I think that it's listing the token. We have a token address. So, is like the token address. Right. So we have the amount of token the seller wants to use. That's in units. So it might be a very big you know, say use 256, 256. Bigger amount, bigger volume. So let's call it amount. And then have the price per token. Yeah, price per token. So that's also coming in. Yeah, price could be let's control the flow 256. So we have price. Thing that we also need to know if this seller is active or not. Because we cannot patronize somebody that is not active, right? So we need to know if the seller is active. So let's call it active. Yeah. Let me come here, we're going to the chat. So now we need to map the listing and give them some ID. So um, you understand mapping, right? 256. Yeah, 256. Mapping listing. So they're making it public. Mapping it to listing. And then we need to implement the ID anytime a project a token is listed. So data by is 256. Let's listing ID. Now we will need to emit events. I believe my colleague taught you how to emit events. I started it, I didn't go deep. So we need to create events to emit later when any transaction takes place in this project, right? So we do that by the event. Now the first one should be when a token is listed. So we say token listed. Once a token gets listed, we get event to be emitted to let us know that okay, somebody has listed some tokens. So first we need the ID of the token that's being listed. 256. Right. Listed. So listing. So we need the address of the seller, the person that listed. Is it the question?
There is an error where you were in that unit 256 public next listing ID. It should be public, you are writing public.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I didn't notice. Thank you. So I'm just nervous about this error that I'm getting. I just pray the error clears later. Who else is not having this same error with me? Or who else is having the same error with me? I want to know what you did different.
We're having the same thing, like it will go like let's just continue. That's how it is.
All right. So
I mean, I'm not having it though.
you're not having it.
It's just only in my, I think, under my state variable address, public owner. I think that's the only error I'm having.
Yeah, comment it out. You're not even supposed to have it. I was just trying to like clear that error. That's why I added that. So
Okay.
what is different here? Like I want to know what you have that I don't have, or what I have that you don't have.
Oh, so after I commented it out, I started having it.
Yeah, that's because you need to remove it from the constructor.
So,
Yeah, it's fine. If you didn't remove it, have you done that?
what's that? I should remove the.
If you have it in your constructor, you need to comment.
It's not even in my constructor. Sir.
Okay, then uncomment it. Undo that comment. Let's continue. Let's see. Maybe everything will fine. And just like somebody said. So we need to have the address of the sender, the seller, right? The person that listed the token. So we have seller, and then we need to have the token address. Have the token address. I also need to have the amount of token that was listed, right? So we need this 256 amount. And then lastly, we need to have the percentage, the price percentage. And then 256. Yeah, the price per token, sorry, not price percentage. Price per token, how much they are listing, not price percentage, how much they are listing, how much is the price of their own tokens, right? So price token. Okay. I don't know how to break this line. If you look at it, just press Alt plus Z to break the line. But here you just have to manage the scroll left and right. So that's it for that. For the event, for that event. So you have another event for when the user cancels the listing, right? So maybe it will be like, I don't want to do it again. You need to know when the user cancels any listing. So you like cancel our interest in that listing too. So cancel. Let's try this one. Cancel. Okay. All right. So let's call it. So yeah, we need the index of the the token that was cancelled and the ID. Yeah, that's it. Six. This for the index. 256. Sorry, I made a mistake here. We just need the index of the ID. Yeah. The message has changed. If I are not found, not unique. It's different. So we need another event. We need event for when a buyer purchase the token, you need event for that. And let's call it buys token. Token bought, token purchased. Token purchased. Sorry, what do we need here? I believe you guys are conversant with this. So what do we need in this?
The buyer, the token address, listing ID, and maybe amount and price.
We need the ID, yeah. You need the buyer, yeah. We need the amount. We need total price of the token person got. So that's nice. So I was supposed to make this very, very interactive. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing from now on. I want to know that I'm not alone. You guys are not lost. So here we need the listing ID. We're going to index it. In 256 indexed. And the listing ID. Somebody saying something else. And then we need, what's next, please?
The buyer
address. Okay. I'll also index the buyer, right?
But we don't have the buyer in our struct. How going to add that?
No, this struct is not for buyer. This struct is for listing. Buyer doesn't list. Buyer is not supposed to be part of this struct, right?
Okay.
For buyer.
Looking at it.
That person needs even mic.
Okay, I said token address.
Token address, yeah. No, I mean somebody was talking on the background, right? Like person doesn't have an idea that their mic was on, so was talking to that person. So we need we don't really need the token idea, the address, sorry, we need the amount and then the price. This is like numbers.
We also we kind of need the time. I think it will be good.
Sorry?
The time, I think it will be good, like the time because the token is being purchased.
Sorry, couldn't hear you. You said you will need what?
Like the time token is being purchased in the event.
Do you really need that?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Like, okay, the block.
Okay, I feel that right? We need to add. We also add the time that the token is being purchased.
Okay, actually, like we'll add that in the future. See, the thing is, after writing this project, I can actually give you this one to go and enhance the project, like add more features to it as your project, or I can give you a new project to write, whichever one. So we're not going to be writing an all-perfect project right now. So we just do something simple, then we'll like contribute to it, like open source contribution, add to it, make it advanced, add new features. I don't know if you guys understand. So here we need what we need here, the price, total price of token of sale, right? So our error changed. I don't know, maybe if I fix this one now, the other one will come back again. I don't know why we have this one here. It's saying declaration error, identifier not found, not unique. This is problem because By the way, this is one of the tokens the contract we imported, in case you're wondering. Probably if I change this to 20, or maybe to stop that error. Okay, the error is coming from image, right? That error was coming from me, right? I think this is about the constructor. Private. Let me try something.
You know that if you look at the constructor, if you look at the enable contract, I think it has an initial owner as constructor. Maybe because we are not implementing that here, that's why.
Okay, yeah, let's do that and see.
Constructor stress initial. How is this one? Oh.
I'm seeing an error.
After doing what I just did.
So in this mapping,
Okay.
I think you are the unit is not spelled correctly.
Oh, units. Sorry. So units. Yeah. Okay, that error is gone. So we're back to the initial error. So even after having this. Same thing. Somebody's mic is on.
Maybe we should put the re-entrance guard in front of the enable. Since we are not using the enable yet. Yeah. You get what I mean? Like put the re-entrance guard in front of the enable.
Yeah.
And the enable, since we are not implementing the functions yet, just this thing is done.
Let me remove this for now.
Maybe we should just remove the onables. Like we should just remove.
Yeah, I just removed the enable, and we need to remove the input for it for now. So without the enable, we are not having that error. So yeah, really. So we need another event, right? We need for event for to update fee in case we have a new fee update. Yeah, so if we have a new percentage update, and fee update. So what do we need for this? We just need only one parameter, JSON, and only get error trying to write new fee updates, new fee percent. New fee percent. So, and finally, we will need an event for fee collection updates. Like fee collection updated, like anytime we update the fee percentage.
Your fee update. The parameter is not correct. Like it should be new fee percent. You wrote per 10.
I said, okay, I'll correct it. This is fee collector. That's collector. Percent, not advance. Thank you. Fee collector updated. So still we need just the address of the new fee collector. See. Yep. Okay. So that's all for the events. That's all the events we need. All this will be emitting all these events in future. So this is where the constructor comes in. We need to initialize some variables that will only fire once as soon as this contract is deployed. So we don't need this. So this we need is the fee percentage times 26. Fee percentage we need the address of the fee collector. Yeah, of course we can change this. Ignore any noise you hear in my phone notifications since I'm not taking the calls. Address, okay, yeah, fee collector. See if I get this right. Fee percentage, collector. Yeah, so let's create this. So here we require that. This for error handling, guys. You understand this part, right? Require that a fee collector address must not be an address 0. I told you guys what this means, right? So the address of the fee collector must not be address 0. So this is how you connect that. Address in bracket 0. So this is the first parameter. If this is if else in Solidity, kind of, not really, but kind of like that. So here, the first parameter and the second parameter. Any question? Separate the comma, and then you fire the. If that one is true, one, but if it's not true, then it means fee collector cannot be address 0. So far there is no error. So the error is probably coming from that vulnerable contract. I don't know if my code that is generating the error. Okay, so now we.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please, my name is Victor, not sir. I beg, I never reach. Okay.
Okay, I think I just saw one contract now about this ownable mistake we're having in our constructor. So we're supposed to pass the ownable as if we are passing a modifier to the constructor, and now we'll now add a message dot sender. Let me try to send this in the call chat.
Okay, so
because I'm making a research on that error, because I'm also having the error on my end.
Okay, you're not having the error on your end.
So I'm having that ownable error, but I think I have figured it out on contrast.
All right. So you need to make it in your code.
Let me paste it. I'll paste what I'm saying.
Okay. So I do that. Let's continue. So we.
Okay, so this is what I added to my own, and it resolved the error. I just sent it in the chat now.
Okay, just this end, right?
Yes, in the ownable.
So let's try it.
So it's actually because we are inheriting from the owner, and the owner constructor, they have an argument inside it. So if you did not pass the argument, I think it will be throwing an error.
Oh yeah. So let's so instead of this. Okay, so this will bring back. And then can I do this right?
So is it not is ownable then before reentrance guard? I don't know.
Both ways it can work.
Okay, so we work both ways.
Yeah, let me try there.
So I did mine. It worked too.
Okay. Wait,
Just now.
before I do that, let me like see this error here and see, make sure that I have that error before I implement the correction. So fee collector should be not really a fee collector. Percentage. Also need next 15.
But why don't you just continue what we've been doing and just use the what's it called, the only owner function, like in the ownable contract as a modifier in one of maybe the function that will be setting the marketplace price. You can just use the only owner whatever.
Yeah, by doing that, we cannot in the future we cannot transfer ownership. We want to be able to transfer ownership of this contract, of this project, right? So that's why we need the ownable. I think it's correct now. So what is it? Oh, I see the issue now. Okay, the error is back. So let's try what Obed did and see if this works. Um,
So I think you're adding it the wrong way.
okay, based on what you sent, you don't have.
You need to add it before the
Oh, yeah.
curly
So,
braces. It's not the entire code. Just add the ownable message dot sender because that percentage is only the this now I have declared on my own constructor.
okay,
But it's not like you would add the whole
in
code.
there. Constructor. coefficients. Yeah, okay, you understand, like as a modifier, like you have defined the constructor, yeah.
Yes,
So,
as a modifier, because the version of this thing we are using, the OpenZeppelin we are using, requires an initial owner. That's why we need to add it.
okay, so the error is gone. But we still have another area for cuts in 38. Sorry, guys, is there any error in line 38? It is semicolon, right? So I don't know. It's still flagging an error. So,
I want to ask you a question. Who is going to be the fee collector, the owner, Abi? Or who?
yeah, there's an address for the fee collector, not necessarily the owner. We are not declaring the owner as the fee collector here. Understand? So that's why we are initializing a state variable for the fee collector. You see here we have address for fee collector. We can assign, this can be assigned to anybody. Sorry, I hope there's no error in my code, right? Everybody's code is working. Is there anybody having this error here? In line 38 of my code. I don't know where this is. I can't see it. Let's continue. Let me see if it compiles first. It won't compile. I don't know. This error is coming from line 38. And this is line 38. Funny, no, there's no code in line 38. Not exceed 10%. People like some. Not trying to do people like to get back to it. So, okay, thank you very much for this section. It's really helpful. So now the next thing is to create a function for listing, right? So this is a function for listing the token. So let's call it create listing. So we need some couple of parameters. What do we need? We need everything that we have here in the struct inside of this function as the parameter of this function. So we need the address, the token address, we need the amount, we need the price, not everything per se, but we need let's take the address. Address token address. And then we need the amount. Amounts. The token address, the amount, we need the price there. license. Price per token. Let's make this function. What do we need to make the public? What should be the visibility of this function? This function is to create listing. So what should
Be public.
Yeah?
It should be public or external.
Yeah, it should definitely be external for that contract to see and call the function external. Thank you. So this
Let's add re-entrant, non-re-entrant to it.
sorry?
Don't you think it is necessary to add non-re-entrant, like from re-entrant guys? Since we are using it, we should just add it before the or after the returns or before the returns.
Mhm. Okay, for security, right? This is for
Yeah, actually, yeah. Since we are importing re-entrant guys, so we can just use the non-re-entrant function here, maybe after the external.
yeah, flagging an error. Why? We'll get back to this one, but now let me just finish this first. So here, let's require that the address, the token address is not address 0. You are actually entering a valid address for a token. The token actually has a valid address, right? Require that the token address is not this is not in the class, right? Only one get in the class today. If it is address 0, then we fire a message. Let's say invalid token address. Address 0. Okay. So let's also require that the amount is greater than 0. The amount of the token you are listing is greater than 0. You cannot list 0 tokens. It will not be should not be possible for somebody to list 0 tokens. So amount must be greater than 0. Maybe that's the 0 price. How much? Sorry. Yep. So also the price of the token, you cannot list token and then the price is below zero. So you also require that token price is greater than zero, and price per token is greater than zero. Else, if I had this message, price must greater than zero, not zero. Zero. So here we add the ARC20 token so you can transfer to a buyer, right? Sorry, from seller to contract, not to a buyer, to the contract, because you are listing the token. So you should be able to transfer this token from whichever wallet you're using to the contract so that people can see and purchase. So, and we are using the ERC20, IERC20. So see, I is already imported it. Okay. I like the fact that most of you guys are like very, very busy with this now. It's good. Token address. So address. So okay, here. Prepare a click. Okay, let's make sure the transfer is successful. Yeah, that is transfer must be successful. So how do we do that to transfer? What the function to transfer? Feel like I'm alone. Need this function transfer from. So for this we need, for the first one we need message the sender, messaging the sender.
Then after the message sender, I think there should be an address, then this, then the amount. Have you?
Yeah.
I think you should remove the parentheses in front of the message sender. That should just be a comma. Then after it's address, then this in a parentheses again, and I think that's it.
So here we use address. Thank you. That's Obed, right? Yes. And then we enter the value, the amount. Next thing we have amount.
error is that your sender is a capital letter. It ought to be small.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So there is here. So we'll get back to it. So okay, let me explain this function to maybe some people that may not understand it. This is the function to create to create uh listings. You have a token you want to sell. Like for example, you want to advertise your tokens on Bybit. Let's assume this is Bybit. You want to advertise tokens. This is the function. When you click on this function, it comes with the following. All these are inputs where the token address, the amount you want, and the price you want to sell it. And then here we are requiring that we are handling error. Like for example, we are avoiding for the address of the token to be address 0, invalid address. And then we're also making sure that the amount you are listing is above 0. Also, we want the price per token to be above 0. You cannot be selling something at 0 now, right? So here we are creating a function to transfer the token from whichever wallet it is to the platform, to this contract, so it can be listed and people can buy from you. So now let's create the listing. So we are going to need an ID, listing ID. And whenever a seller lists an ID, the ID should, list a token, the ID should increase, right? So next ID, we increase it by, increment it by plus. Listing ID. So, so now this we break our map here. We are listing. We are mapping the listing, so we'll bring it here. Listings. Okay, no problem. I believe you guys can't see my screen anymore.
Yes, sir, you can't see your screen.
All right. Hey, just give me 2 minutes, please. Let me turn on generator. 2 minutes. So the light came back. Can you all see my screen, right?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh, yeah. I need to share it. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So you're back. So we are mapping the listing to the ID. So we the zoom in is okay. As it stands now, I believe some of you can do this better than me. I strongly believe that. I'm happy. So we want a seller as an idea. Yeah, that's right. MSG, sender. One token address. Token address to amount. And then lastly, sorry, not last. What else do you want here? The price. And then, but in case you guys upload, we are like mapping the shop. So what else do we need here? We need that boolean to show if the seller is actually active. Question? So now we need to emit one of these events, which is the first one, token listed inside this function. So whenever a token gets listed, we should emit the token listed event inside that function. So we emit it by doing this, emit token listed. We need the listing ID. Sorry, there. We need the listing ID. We need the listing ID. We need the seller. We need the address. Which case the seller is the MSG.sender. Token address is just add underscore here. Token address. Okay. Let's spell it wrong somewhere. 16 ID. Okay. Sorry, please check your spelling well to avoid errors. We're making some errors since it's happening. And then the price per token. Yeah, here we are meeting the event. So we return should return the listing ID. Yeah. So I want to test this contract and see if you can list before continue if you can list any token. But then this error that is coming here, I'm not understanding it from Solidity. Please don't mind that sound you're hearing, please. Very sorry about that. I think I have to close our website.
But sir, the error is more coming from my own end though.
It's not in there.
Any related error on this side.
So, I don't know what I mean. It's line 38, but I don't have anything in line 38. I should probably do this.
Let's try to compare it, sir.
Don't compare. Oh, it's comparing. So what they are about? I compared. So let's deploy our contract and see. So to deploy, we need yeah. So in the constructor, we add some this thing. So we need some percentage. So what should be our percentage, right? 10%, right? Does anybody know how to calculate this? Can anybody calculate this percentage and
So I didn't get your question, sir.
how do we calculate the percentage? Yeah?
Percentage. It's like percentage of 1,000.
Yeah.
Is it in
We need 10% of every.
so the 10% should be 10 times the amount then divided by 100, I think.
So what should be our percentage? Yeah?
The percentage fee, right?
Yeah. 3%, sorry. What should be our 3%? Yeah?
They use like 5. But I don't think we didn't do any calculation
Yeah, we
inside
need
this place, right?
to.
Yes, because I think in the listing we will need to collect a fee in the listing and we didn't collect any fee.
Oh, let me close this WhatsApp. I'm tired of this noise. Okay. And this percentage thing is kind of hard for me. I don't know. Let's try something. Let's see. 10. And then for the fee collector, let's use one of these addresses as the fee collector. Let's use the second one as the fee collector. But I need an address to okay, yeah. So which one you didn't copy? You're not the one I copied.
Like that's the one. That's the
So
one.
EDDC4, the one we copied to be the fee collector. So our contract is deployed. Let's deploy our contract. So now let's you see here you can renounce ownership. You can decide to like transfer ownership to somebody else. And by you don't pay by for doing that, you just transfer ownership. So here let's see our percentage. Percentage is 10, like let's say 10%. So we want to what do we want to do? Let's see the owner of this contract. This address is the owner of this contract owner. So we want to create listing. So to create listing, we need an address, like token address. So I don't know. Let's copy another address here and use as a token address. This one is the fee collector. So he was charged for deploying this thing. So let's use the EDDC4. EDDC4 is a fee collector. So let's 35CB2. Let's copy this one and use it as a token address. I hope that is possible. Right, okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, the question now is the creation list, the create listening, the token address. I think is it not a token address that will like contract address, a token contract address that we're supposed to put in there? Is it like a wallet address or something? Because I think what we are copying now is a wallet address and not a token address.
Okay, this is the contract address. That's the owner's address because the deployer is the owner of the instance. So let's try and see if it's possible to use this address as the token address because we will actually be sending to this contract. So let's try and see. Copy. So the amount of token we are transferring should be less than 0. So let's say we have 1,000 tokens we are transferring, and the price per token is I think this is a way, right? So let's say price per token is 20. Now let's transact. Nope, not possible. So let's see what we are using. Oh, sorry?
I think that's my question. You know, in the token address, what we're actually pasting is the wallet address. So I think in a token address, we'll paste a kind of an ERC20 address, something like some sort of a token contract address, right? Something like a DARE, or you just find like Shiba or something like that, and paste there.
I mean, you can get a ERC20 address and just use, right?
Like you can find a token contract address, yes, and maybe even Ethereum. I think Ethereum can also work. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Let me try it on the other ERC20 token address. If I copy an address and it's an actual address, and then we send some dummy into it, I've seen an address.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think one of us here created a token. What's that? Olamide Olujimi. I think he's on the call. He can paste his own contract address, so that we'll kind of do it from there. But it will require a permission, right?
Okay. Did he agree to do that?
Huh?
Did he agree to do that?
I don't know. It's just a token that he created. He created it on Sepolia. Because currently, before we can take this contract, we need a token, a contract address of an ERC20 token before it can work. But I think that's this inside this function that we added a token, the RERC20, then we're now passing the token address, specifying that we will need to import an ERC20 contract inside it. So that's what I understand by that function, on that function.
On the error?
No, I'm talking about line 40, 45 of the create list function. Line 48.
Line 48.
Yes.
Okay, we need an actual ERC20 token address, right?
Yes.
So how to get that address now is what I'm
I haven't muted it, so I don't think it will work if I paste it here.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I created one, but I haven't minted to any. Like I haven't renounced the ownership, just an empty token. So, but I think it will waste time if I do it now. But if this guy is in the call, I think he can help. Okay, he just pasted an address now.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it.
I'm still getting the same error.
Okay, you say that the call function should be payable if you send value, and the values should be.
Function has been invited to initial state. The call function should be payable if you send value.
It's already payable.
Less. Should be less than current balance.
Okay, sir. I think I have a question to make.
Okay.
I have a suggestion, sir.
All right.
Okay, so that place that we write token dot transfer from, do you think we need to put it inside the check? What if we can just remove it from the require? Will it work? because we are actually running a check here, we are not actually transferring anything. That line, sorry, create listening function.
Create listening function. Very well.
Line 49.
And
We are just running a check without transferring anything. Or is it? I don't know.
No, this is a transfer function. So this, if she comments this out, then you will not be able to transfer anything.
Like my question is, why are we wrapping it inside the require?
Yeah, because it's a requirement. You cannot just.
Okay.
Now you are requiring that they should there should be message you're sender and send it to a particular address. But what I'm thinking is I think the amount I'm entering here is way. Okay, that's not the problem.
I think the other is talking about gas fee or something like that. You know, that's trying to do that.
Let me see which address are we using to transfer this. This is the C collector, right? And this is trying to deploy, trying to create an account. This is one trying to create this thing. And what they have is they want we used 1,000, right? Let me deploy this one. I think I entered way above what is in the wallet. So let's see who is deploying. This over here deploying EDDC4 is the, okay. Yes, let's use one as the fee collector. EDDC collector EDDC4. So key percentage. What is this?
Bear was having a peaceful day until the skunk showed up with a mystery.
And now let's use. So I want to create this thing. Right? To create this thing. Let's use this token. Let's use this address as a token address that is creating the listing. So let's use this 35CV2 is the one creating the listing, and the address is the token address. So let's the amount of still transfer, let's say 50, and then price per token, let's say 2. Oh, that's it. I need to switch error.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that place that we use the token does transfer. I still don't think we need to wrap it inside the require yet. We first of all need to call it like the token transfer from outside the require first for us to actually make the transfer. Because for us to make the transfer, maybe it's not that place, sir. Yes, that. So before that line 49, before we wrap it it in a require, we need to just call the token.transfer from. I know that is not the error, but before the token can actually be transferred.
Like this. Like this?
Yes. Now, if you now want to collect something like a fee, I think we will kind of do some calculation and add it to the amount in general. Something like a fee, we will not add it to the amount, and I don't know how we can do that calculation. Yes, but like this now, maybe let's try it and see the next error.
Let's see using this system as the fee collector. Let's use this schedule as the signatures. And then the amount we are transferring, let's say 50. Very small, but the issue I have here, I think, is it has to do with the address.
So let's use the contract that Olujimi sent to us, the token contract.
Yeah, my screen is gone again, right?
I think Adebaki.
Just a minute, please.
Let's understand on time. Kini. Àṣebó wà nínú nǹkan tí mo ṣe àṣẹ lánàá, ó wà níbẹ̀ náà.
Alright, I'm back.
Ó ṣe sí lánàá. There, get. Kini yàtọ̀ freeze àti sí. That's an element. Kini yàtọ̀ freeze àti sí. Sí lè máa gbà kẹ́ modify. Simple. Kí ni modification bẹ̀? Pé o lè change àwọn nǹkan tó wà níbẹ̀, but o lè add mọ́. But in the case of seed, ìyẹn o lè add o lè change anything. Simple.
Okay, so let's try to use the address somebody dropped. Get up. I'm not going to find building this project.
Okay, Sir Victor.
Okay. Wait, I understand something. I think the function can let's continue writing this project. I think there's no payable function here for us to be able to like say I don't know probably, but even if there's payable function, we're not going to be calling that in this create listing. But somebody said, right? I can hear you. Yeah, somebody called my name.
Yes, I'm the one, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Let's continue. Let's continue working on the project.
All right. So so next thing is to create we have our transfer create listing, right? I just thought that this code is not working the way it should be working. So next thing, we'll create a cancel listing. In case you're not interested in listing anymore, you just want to like remove your token, you can cancel the listing. So let's create that function cancel listing. Cancel listing. Uh, right. So to cancel the listing, we need just the listing ID. 256. Say listing ID. We make it external. The listing storage. Remove it from the storage, right? And from the mapping. Things. I taking it out of whatever the ID of the listing or listing is. We want to take it out of the storage. So we require that the listing, the active must be the listing must be active, else you cannot take it. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. I just require that a listing must be active, else we should not be able to take it out. So here we say if the listing is not active, and then happens it's not available, it's not a valid listing that you want to take out. Also require that the seller of that listing must be the person that is taking it out, that is canceling the listing. If not, nobody else should be able to cancel listing that does not belong to them. I hope you guys understand. Well, sorry, not comment, but not the seller. That's
Seller can cancel, so that kind of thing.
sorry.
Okay, I'm suggesting a message. Only seller can cancel.
Okay. So now this is where we remove the active yeah. So here we will return the token to the seller. Yeah, the token leaves the contract address to the seller's address. Since they're no more listing, that's more like withdrawing. When you go to close the account in a bank, you're no more interested in like banking with that bank. Close the account, they will transfer the money to whichever account you provide, or maybe you can just withdraw the account. So here we are transferring the ERC20 tokens back to the owner. Interest. So I am going to okay. We are going to require that token not token. Transfer from the listing. Who understands what I'm doing?
I understand you, sir. So, but this is where my confusion comes in, sir.
Okay. How's the confusion work?
So the confusion now here is that anytime you want to call the require, they transfer from function. Why are you calling it inside the require instead of just calling it? Because from my own basic knowledge, I think is it not require is only used for checking something, like checking if, like for conditional checking, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what
you want to.
They're making sure in this case now I'm making sure that the transfer token, we are transferring the exact amount, and we're transferring to the right. We're transferring the I don't know how to put it. First, we're transferring to the actual seller that listed it. It must be the listed. The listed amount. We are transferring back to the seller.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, then the transaction it should fire a message that says transaction transfer failed or transaction failed. Let's say token transfer failed. So now we have emit for this, right? Yeah, we emit this. Event, we emit that event. We emit this thing cancelled. Person send me the drill. So here we just need only the ID. Listing ID. That's all we need. Of this one, just close. So the next function is for purchase. The next function is for purchase. So we've not been able to create a listing. We would have tested this function if it is working, but we'll not be able to create listing. So I guess your project is to make this to enhance this project. So we demo it on Thursday. The assignment, but for now, let's see if we can try to fix that before our time. So here we have function to purchase. Inside there we need the idea of this. We need the idea of tokens that you want to purchase. We need the amount. And 256. Amount. Sorry. Yeah, we need the amount and then we need the ID. Okay, what function should be, what should we make the function? Should make it external. So this is a purchasing function. So how do we make this function how do we make this function? Okay, this is what we need. We need security on this very function. So how do we make this function a purchasing function? Besides giving it this name here, purchase tokens. So how do we make this function to be able to pay after you buy? Is anybody with me?
We will not use transfer. Address this.
All right, thank you.
Address this dot transfer.
Not really. You just need to make it payable.
Yes, we need to make the contract payable, the function payable.
Okay, it's like NEPA explained with me, and then we need security on this one. We need to use no retention. Okay, I beg. Sorry, not retention. Sorry. Very much no vex. NEPA don't bring light again. Make I go out, Jane. 1 minute. I hope they don't do that. So I'm with you guys now. So share my screen. Share screen. So we added security to this one so that not for security reasons. So okay. So so since we are purchasing the map, okay, idea of the idea of the as in the ID of the token you're purchasing. So we require that the the listing you are trying to purchase is active. You cannot buy from a seller that is not active, right? So we require that the listing is active. If it is not active, and then from there we try message. See. And the amount must also be greater than zero. The amount of tokens you're buying must be greater than zero. You can't buy less than zero. You can't buy zero. Let me see amount. Also the amount Also, the amount you are buying must either be less than or equal to the total amount of the amount of the listing. I don't know if you understand this. You must not buy above what the seller has. So, yeah. So you say amount, sorry, must either be equal to or less than the amount, the listing amount. I hope you guys understand this last required. The amount you are buying should be greater than zero, but must be less or equal to the total amount of the token the person has for sale. You can buy all, but you cannot buy above what they have. So if it's not like that, and then you have invalid. Sorry, I forgot to pass the message. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now this is where you calculate your fee, right? Depending on the amount you're buying, right? So this is where you pay fee. So we did not create a variable for the fee amount. We create it if you do the calculation inside here. So how do we do the calculation now? Depending on the amount you're buying, you pay. Let's say you're paying. Are you guys with me?
Yes, you are with you, sir.
Just you're probably the only one listening to me right now.
So I'm with you. It's just that my network was off before, like it was misbehaving.
All right, sorry about it. So you need to calculate the fee you're paying, depending on how much the amount of tokens you're buying. Okay, I just did small research on how to calculate that. I'm going to bring it in. Sorry, I copied and pasted. So I don't know if this makes sense. The total price equals to amount times listing per token price, and then the fee equals to total price times fee percent divided by 1,000. It's actually 10,000. That by 10,000. And then seller proceeds, total price minus fee, minus whatever the answer here, whatever we get here is the fee. Yeah, this is the fee. Whatever the answer of this is the fee. I don't know, you guys can do more research on if there's any other way to like calculate the percentage. I'm not good in math. I would like to study mass communication. Sorry about that.
I will divide by 100, not 1,000.
This is actually 10,000.
Not 10,000. So if you
It's
want
supposed to be by
calculate
100.
10%, it's supposed to be by 100.
Okay. So
Yes.
200. So whatever you get here is the fee. In the fee, then seller proceeds minus this is what the seller goes with after purchase. So Yeah, here we require that we will require that the value must be greater than the total price. Its total price. So I know somebody might be like wondering, why do I always use require? We're trying to like a conditioning. If this is not, if this is wrong, do this. If this is right, don't do this. Something like that. If else, so the message of value must not be greater than total price. Must actually be greater or equal to the total price. So let me assume that value should be either greater or equal to total price. Okay. Okay. It's not problem. We'll use it. So we still have some conditionals here. You see, this is our first time of using. I don't know if you've used with other instructors before, but for me, this is my first time I will be using if else with you guys. Here we're updating the listing. If amount that is trying to purchase, right? Same thing as the listing amount. I believe this shouldn't be possible. This is that. I believe you guys understand what is happening, like listing that amount, take out. Who doesn't understand this? Updating the after purchasing, you're updating the listing. Here we say if the amount, this is the amount the person is purchasing, which is inside here, this amount here. If the amount is exactly, if like the person is buying everything that is in that address, like let's say, for example, a seller has 100 USDT for sale, and then a buyer is buying the whole 100 USDT. After buying it, that account becomes inactive because he or she doesn't have anything to sell, right? But if the amount the buyer is buying is below what the total price, like what the listing amount, and then the listing amount should deduct whatever that person is buying from the, like whatever amount that person is buying should be deducted from the listing, and then the listing still active because probably still have some tokens inside there. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we transfer tokens to the buyer. The buyer has paid, right? Let's use verb set. So this will transfer tokens to the owner. IERC 20. Okay. IERC 20 token sending to the owner now. Sorry guys, I don't know how to type faster. Token address. We require that the message the list the person that listed the listing is sending the right amount. If the person is sending and they're sending the right amount, if not, then the transaction there should be a message transaction failed. I don't know. I gives you so just let me write the code so you understand. Require that require that in the transfer. In the transfer must be the stage of standard sender. Sending the amount. If not, transaction. Transaction failed. So now we will transfer the token to the seller, and then we transfer the fee to the fee collector. Whoever is collecting the fee. So we use payable to transfer to that. Seller should transfer the fee. Listing the seller. Just transfer. Now we use the variable seller person. Seller persons. Right. So next, what do we do next? We transfer to the tax collector, to the fee collector, actually. I believe you understand what happened here. This first line, You're transferring the amount of after calculating the fee, the percentage fee, transferring the seller proceeds to the seller, and then you're collecting the fee and sending the fee to the tax collector. The fee collector, sorry, the fee collector is collecting the transfer. Sorry, has anybody figured out how we can like create that? Okay, okay. Did you find out anything?
Like,
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So you know that creating the listening, you know that according to what I just researched now, the ERC 20 using the OpenZeppelin wizard contract, you can only spend a contract on behalf of someone when the user approve you to do so, which in our marketplace, the owner of the contract need to approve, give us a permission to use a certain amount of his or her token. You get? So now, let's say that we need some sort of a function. We need to call the approve function in the token contract, because when you're creating a token, they're what we call the approve function. So we first of all need to call the approve function. I don't know how we can combine it, but this is what I researched about. If you call the approve function, we'll pass in our own contract address. For example, now our own the marketplace contract address, which is that the user will first of all need to give the marketplace approval to spend the token on his or her permission, that kind of thing. So now after that, the user can now call the list function. Now if now call the list function is some sort of, you are now transferring the token from the contract or from the owner's balance to the contract itself. So if you want to practicalize this, because you are using remedies, we can just create a simple ERC 20 token. We can do it within 5 minutes or within 3 minutes here. You will first of all deploy the ERC 20 token on that remix. Now, and you also need to deploy our marketplace contract. What you will do is you copy the contract address of our marketplace, go to the token and call the approve function. So the approve function now is some sort of, you call the approve function, input our marketplace address. Now input the amount you want to approve. So the amount you want to approve, let's say you want to approve like 100. So if you approve like 100, you will click on approve. If it went successfully, you can now return back to the marketplace contract to now call the listening. So the listening now will be like, if you want to list like 5, it will deduct the 5 from the 100 that you've already approved for the contract to use and list it to the marketplace, make it open for everyone to see it. Now, if you want to list, let's say more than 100 that you approve, it will throw an error showing that the contract does not have the permission to list more than, or to use more than 100 of that coin. So this is the kind of the core functionality we have to follow before the listening can work very well. So because we actually need permission before we can do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But I don't think we have that much time left with us for this. So, like I said, I was going to give you an assignment, a project to like write, right, and demo it as on Thursday as your final project for this thing for Solidity. I think you guys will not write any project. You have to like complete this project. Since I believe most of you guys are using your local ID instead of the remix I'm using. So I think you have to complete this project. But for now, we'll finish this project. But then all these features we're talking about, you guys are like going to make it work, then we'll demo it on Thursday. How about that? Are you guys okay with that? We'll finish the project actually. But you guys will do the rest. Since we have less than 10 minutes and I have other things to fix before tomorrow. Are you guys cool with that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, instead of writing a new project, you, you finish this one here and then you make it, you like implement the features Obed just talked about. Obed, are you cool with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir,
Sorry,
the thing is, my network was even bad. I didn't know that you gave us an assignment to do on the call.
no.
So if
I haven't given you any assignments yet. I said I was going to give. I'm going to give assignments. It's
okay,
the final assignment for Solidity. So instead of giving you a new project to write on, you implement this one and make it. I implement all the features Ekube just talked about and make it work. So that on Thursday we will demo this project instead of writing a new project.
okay, sir.
So who isn't cool with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are cool with that.
All right. Instead of writing a new project, just continue editing. But for now, let's finish all the functions. So the next function is okay. Here we emitted the event token purchase. So far we've emitted 3 events. We have 2 more to emit. So we okay we said we are going to be able to like update fee collector because we are no more interested in giving the previous fee collector. We like change address for fee collector. We want a new person to be collecting now. So maybe that one you do, but we don't want it anymore. So we need to create a function to update fee collector. Fee collector. So we need, what do we need? We need address. Actually pass that in the event. We need address of the new fee collector we want to assign. So we need to make it external. Only the owner should be able to update fee collectors. I know you might want to ask because we don't have this, we not like clear this variable. We have it in the ownable contract and we are like importing it here. So that's why we're able to use it that like declaring inside our contract. So here we require that the fee collector, the address must not be an address 0 for the new fee collector. So address the fee collector address must not be address 0. And the fee collector address address 0. With address 0, then you need to pass a message. You post the valid address. So fee collector understand that.
Sir, in your line 103, it's free collector instead of fee collector.
Line 1 oh
The
yeah,
line,
the parameter, yeah. I've seen it. Thank you.
yes, sir.
Your address. Okay. So here we assign the role to a new fee collector. Whichever address we place up there should become a fee collector. So the address instead. So fee collector. And then we emit events for field collector. So we emit what did I call it? Fee collector updated. Let me copy it. We want the address of the new fee collector. Yeah. What is it for that function? So function update fee collector. Then we pass in the address of the new fee collector. The new address we want to assign as a fee collector. I keep saying fee collector, and then we make it external, and only the owner, whoever deploys the contract or whoever is the actual owner, because we can transfer owner to somebody else, maybe that didn't deploy the contract. So only the owner can call this function, and then require that the address of the fee collector must not be address 0. So then we are emitting the events. So the next function, we need to get active listings. We need to know listings that are active, so we can probably patronize them. So we create this a getter function. Function get active listings. Because no one is listings. So this function is not doing much. No parameter. We make it external. We only view this, and then it returns remember returns returns the units. In 256. We are taking this from the array of listings, so we are going to this and taking from the memory. Right. So here we return the in 256. Okay. We need to count the active listing. Let's look. Is I. Axis I. What to do? I is less than and it's like on the ID. Right. And we should implement and this. Yeah, it's correct now. Um, so if these things actually okay. We need to create an array of active listing. Two, four, six. Let's new array. Sorry, are you guys with me? It's supposed to be interactive.
Yes, sir.
Actually, thinking just in this to finish this one. So let's look over this one. So if the listing is active, if listing is active, sorry, listing
Savik, excuse me, can I ask a question?
sorry.
So,
Sorry,
so okay, I'm confused about this line 112. So the place we are actually trying to count the next listening ID.
Mm.
So do we need like next listening ID dot length or something like that? Or just okay, are we just counting the number of I'm confused, I beg, I'm confused.
Okay, we are we don't actually need the next ID dot length. We don't need the length for that because the ID here, sorry, let me highlight it so I can see it. It is just a unit. It is not like let's see we're just mapping the ID into the listing into the store.
Yes.
So it is not it is not an array. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. So we don't actually need the length. Just that if the
So I think I understand now, sir.
you understand?
Because each time we create a list, the next ID is being incremented by one.
Yes. So if at this point, if
I
it
understand
is
now.
less than the ID, then the list the it
We
should
increment count.
the count should increase.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So here we return the active listings. So the next let me see. What should we do next? What function should we add next? So here we have yeah. Go ahead, please. Listings.
We want to get the active listening, right?
Yeah, we have gotten the active listing here. So let's get listing by seller. Probably you have favorite seller you want to buy from, so we can search by seller and get by seller, right? So that would be the last function, and then we'll deploy and see. So let's create a function. Get Here we need the seller address. Yeah, we only need the seller address. Right? Make it external. Since we are getting it to be June, and it returns needs 6. Yeah, need 256. Taking from array, so in so we need to declare a local variable here for count because we still need to count the setup. So count 256 count. Actually, by default this is 0. So that's ready to have it. So let's we count sellers by we count listings by their seller. Let's look for 256. This should be easy because I've done it up there. Like it shouldn't be hard for you guys to understand. 56 what to I equal to if I is less than the I below the next ID that is to be generated. That's less than the next ID, and then we should increment and if listing listings active and using seller. To the address. Should be seller. What seller address? What should be seller? And the listing is active. So listing of that should be active. And listings because of the listings active. Okay, and make some mistake, right? Okay. Think. Hmm. So now we create just like getting active listing. So now we create array for the IDs. So you say do in 256. Sorry, I'll close soon enough. Once I finish this function, this will be the end. We just deploy and see every function how they work, and then you go and make it properly work properly. You demo it on top of it. So we're creating array for the IDs. Several listings, right? Yeah, several listings. 256. Part of the so six. What's I? I equal to sorry. Select them. Region ID. Then increment I.
Please, the attendance link or the attendance link.
This has been going on since they posted it on the go.
I got in between the calls because of my network. Please, I didn't see it.
Okay. Sally, if you're online, please. Things. So you guys are going to do, like we discussed, you research on how to create their function, to create the listing function. That I assume you guys coded along with me, everybody. So you make it in a way that will, if you have a question, please go, in a way that we are going to be able to create listing. Like in the next class, in the last class, we will do that, create listing, and then demo it as our project. Yeah, I agree with that. Like there are somewhere settings. So our if our sorry, this is the owner, right? Our contract has been deployed, like it's working, it's compiled. So just like it did that time. So this is the connector address. Let's just give it in the collector address. Let's use this to deploy. Oh, let's tell me that we need twice. So first we need to create, let's try again to create listing and see token address. Let's use the current deployer as the token address. This is the owner of the contract, deploy the contract. So we cannot Let me use this. This will have that's the token is two. Okay, so just like Obed suggested, you should probably explain to you guys how to implement, or you do research on how to make this function work properly. Like Obed, yeah, go ahead, please.
I implemented a simple, though I don't have all these your functions, it's just a simple listening function now. I don't know if I can show it or if you have any time.
Okay, you have a simple token contract.
I just implemented it now.
Yeah, but the time I don't have time directly. It's already 12:30. I have some other stuff to do. So that's why if we finish the contract, that means you guys will write another contract as your project.
Okay.
Else you guys can make this work, then use it as a project for Solidity because it's credible. They're going to bridge you guys.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay. So you said you don't have all these functions.
I haven't implemented all of them. It's just the listening function that I'm kind of still working on. It's just that you need to create a separate token, or the person that's going to list it already have a token. But the person needs to give approval for the contract, the marketplace to be able to use some portion of the token.
Okay, so that's why I said we use that as our project. I've written part of the project, so you guys complete it and use it as a project. So we demo it on Thursday at our final lesson for this thing for Solidity. So some of you put it along, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So okay, for those of you that don't have the code, I don't know if you write the code. Simple marketplace. Let me see if I can push this to Git. I'm not finding any to GitHub. I don't know how to give access to it. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to sign in so I can push the code. For those of you that don't have it. Sorry, I can't sign in. I couldn't sign in. I don't know why. Says your GitHub token may be Let's see. So I don't know. Let me do this. I'll just copy this code and drop here for you guys. But then you, just of using ID, you need to import. You need to initialize the contract and then install these dependencies. So let me drop it in the form. Then you can copy it. I just hope it will not be too long. Let's try it and see. Oops. Okay, it's too long. You can't do that. How do you do this? For those that do not like code along, you just write the code. Sorry, since I cannot log in and there's no way I can share it here in income message. So it's part of the project. So you just write I drop the topic here. Just write a simple marketplace.
Copy and paste so that we can do it.
Okay, you can do it. Topic marketplace where you can list, purchase, cancel listing, and then collect marketplace fee. So on Monday, Thursday, sorry, we will like review your code, demo the project, and then we end the class of Solidity. Is there any question, please?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, the thing we are doing now is to find out how we can be able to list, right? That's the only stuff, and then we should.
If
I
you
just
have
want to
the,
confirm.
if you coded along with me, you have the code with you, and then go ahead and research how to create function, to create that listing
Okay,
function.
okay.
What we need to make that create listing function work, and then complete the
Okay,
project. Yeah. If you
okay.
can tweak the project around, add some other features, it will be
Okay,
fine.
sir.
Yeah, that's an additional page for you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question? Any other question? I think there's no question, right? So that should be the end of today's class. Thank you guys. See you guys on Thursday.
Bye, sir.